everyone, I'm Pierrette and this is my kitchen, so welcome to Pierrette's Kitchen. Today we're making chili and it's going to feed a lot of people. So we're going to go ahead and talk about ingredients and what we're going to start with, and then we're going to start cooking. So I hope you'll stay for the entire show, the entire recipe. And what I'd also like to encourage you to do is subscribe and share with your friends, please. We're a new channel and we'd appreciate all of the help that we can get from you, our viewers. So we're gonna start today with chili. We need a couple of pounds. I use 2 pounds of ground turkey. I got this at Trader Joe's and it's 99% lean, which means you get the maximum amount of protein without all the fat, which is great if you're trying to keep your calories a little bit under management. We are also going to add some vegetables. Those are optional. You don't have to add the vegetables, but they do give it a lot of color. And my dad, who was a chef at the Dunes Hotel here in Las Vegas when I was a kid, used to say you eat with your eyes first. So it's got to be visually pleasing. So we're going to add some red pepper, green pepper, onion, garlic, carrot. And then our spices are going to be chili powder, cayenne pepper, Lowry seasoning salt, black pepper, and cumin. And those are the magic ingredients. And then we also add some tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. I usually get those from Trader Joe's too. And I buy the no salt diced tomatoes because I feel like there's enough salt in some of the other things. And we're also going to use 4 kinds of beans. We're going to use kidney beans, black beans, white beans, and pinto beans. Again, for color and variety to make it look more interesting and visually appealing. So we're gonna start now. We're gonna turn our burner on to, I would say, medium-high heat, which is where it's fanning out a little bit, but not all the way across the bottom of the pan. And one thing that I'd like to talk to you about is the pan that you use. This one is stainless steel, and it has a really nice thick bottom. It's not a copper bottom. It's not that old. You kind of have to find those at Goodwill unless you're willing to spend hundreds on them at Williams-Sonoma or Sur La Table. But this one is one that was my mom's and my dad's when I was little. It's still stainless steel and it has a really nice thick bottom, probably almost a ½ inch thick. And that distributes the heat evenly across the bottom, and it's going to minimize how much scraping you need to do on the bottom of the pan or the pot while your food is cooking, because that thickness distributes the heat and it's going to cook your food more evenly than just the circle from your gas or electric ring on your stove. So we're going to start this with a little spray of olive oil. And like I said, we did a very, very low fat turkey, 1% fat and 99% turkey, but you can use pork, you can use beef, you can use fattier turkey if you'd like. Today I just decided to use a little more low fat version. So just gonna plop this in here, and when you hear a sizzle, you know it's ready. If you plop it in and there's no sizzle, your food's probably gonna stick a little bit more, because the sizzle means that the oil has had time to heat up and do its job, which is to make your food not stick to your pan. So we're going to take our handy dandy hamburger masher. These come in a variety of shapes and sizes. This one's by Pampered Chef, but I've seen these again at Home Goods and other cooking stores. And what you're looking for is that star-shaped end. We're just breaking up our meat. And we are going to add about half of the garlic. This is an entire bulb of garlic. This is quite a lot, but it's going to make a lot of chili. It's gonna fill up this pot almost to 3/4 by the time we're done. So we're gonna use about half of this bulb right now. When you add garlic early on, it mellows. If you like a sharper garlic flavor towards the end, you can add more garlic, and it will give you that sharper garlic flavor if you prefer that. So when you add your garlic, also changes the flavor that you get at the end. So we're gonna add some spices. This is cumin, and I'm using a regular teaspoon because my measuring spoons don't fit in here, but I'm gonna start with a pretty heaping teaspoon of cumin. 3 teaspoons equal 1 tablespoon. So this is probably just about a tablespoon of cumin. And we're gonna do that twice. And I want you to see how much seasoning we have on the meat. We're going for a pretty healthy amount of seasoning. So we're gonna add a teaspoon, maybe 2, of Lowry's seasoning salt. Lowry's is basically a mix of salt and pepper and paprika. So you're getting a couple of things. If you use Lowry's, don't add salt to it unless you like your food very salty. This is probably enough to do the job. And this is 1 teaspoon. And you can see how that's distributed. And then we're also gonna add a little bit of cayenne pepper. We like ours a little bit spicy, not too much. And that's a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. So you can see the spices starting to build up on the meat. And you do want to season earlier rather than later because you do want those flavors to get into your meat. That's really important. Otherwise, you have a flavorful sauce and your meat doesn't taste like much of anything. This is chili powder. And I use a lot of it, and it's getting harder and harder to get out of the tube. And again, I'm going to sprinkle this on here. By the time we're done, I will probably add some more, but for now, that's a really nice start. And we're going to stir our meat up again. So right now, we have our ground turkey and our onion and garlic and seasonings. I am also going to add in my carrots because carrots take a while to cook. And we want to give the things that take a while to cook a longer duration so that they get nice and tender for us. Now, I like carrots that are tender, but I like my peppers to be a little more firm. So we'll add those when we add the beans, and they'll probably only cook for about 20 minutes. This is going to probably cook for 15 to 20 minutes beyond that. So we're just going to add in our carrots. Okay, we're back. So, this pot holder from my friend Raquel, handmade, comes in handy. Thank you, Raquel. We're gonna check our food and make sure that just because it's cooking doesn't mean you're ignoring it. You should be setting your timer about every 5 minutes. And you should come over here, scrape the bottom, rotate the pan. This is a flat bottom spoon with the slots in it so that it doesn't keep the meat, you know, so that the juices can drain through while your solids stay still. So we scraped the bottom, we rotated the pan. Our carrots are now fork tender, which is exactly what we wanted. So fork tender carrots. We're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. We have 4 cans of beans, which have been opened, rinsed, and drained. And we're gonna dump those in. Plus, we're still gonna add the red pepper and green pepper, which will give us even more color along with our tomatoes. So it's gonna be very colorful and very appetizing. And as long as you make things taste good, most people don't mind vegetables. I know not everybody grows up with them. I did, my mother always had a garden. But I've been making this chili, I won't tell you how long, but my daughter's 29 and her best friend from the 2nd grade, Nathalie, requests this every time I see her. She comes over for dinner and says, Mama, will you make chili? So here it is, a good 20 plus years later, and I'm still making her favorite chili. So we're adding 2 cups of tomato sauce and 2 cups of diced tomatoes. So we're checking back. It's been about 5 minutes. I've been stirring it every 5 minutes, and you can see it's bubbling. We're just gonna give it one more nice stir. I don't know if you can see that. There's such a variety of color. You can see the green beans, or I'm sorry, the green peppers, the red peppers, the different colors of beans. You're gonna have that onion. You're gonna have the fresh, the less cooked garlic as well as the more cooked garlic, which is gonna give it a more subtle flavor. So we're just gonna serve this up and call it done. Now, if you really wanna develop the flavor, you can let it cook longer. Also, letting it sit overnight will help with that. Once you refrigerate it and store it overnight, it's gonna have a lot more flavor too. Just when you're serving it, you can add fresh cut onion if you'd like, or green onion, or some cheddar cheese on top, whatever you like with it. Some people even like the little chowder crackers. So whatever you like with your chili is going to work with this chili, and I hope you and your family love it. Please comment below and let us know what you thought, but be nice, we're rookies, and be nice to each other too. And if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you as a subscriber. Thanks so much. Have a great day.